Hello and welcome back to another video from the WhatEwen'sDoin football channel. Yes, in today's video, yes, you have guessed it, we are going to be doing one of my favourite topics to do on this channel, and it is going to be our monthly purchases, specifically from eBay, and I'm going to be showing you my bargains that I have bought throughout this month, and I'm going to be doing the usual sort of the process where I'm going to be showing you the shirts, how much we paid for them, how much their valuation is worth online, and what my personal valuation is of the shirts that we have bought. And then at the end of it, we will do a total sum of the profit evaluation of what the shirts are actually worth compared to how much I've actually spent, and we will take it from there. The point out, as always guys, I don't buy shirts for a low price to try and then sell them on for a larger price. That just personally is not how I do things, but it's just again to reiterate the point that you don't have to spend an absolute fortune on great shirts, and in the future they're worth more than what I've actually paid for them. Again, it's just to show you guys that you can get great bargains online and not have to overspend at all. So without wasting any time at all, let's get into it. So the first shirt that we have got for you here is this one. It is the Barcelona home strip from 2013-14 season. Now, one of the main reasons that I did want to get this one is the fact that I've already got the away one, that's the yellow and red stripe. Again, it's in, I would say for the condition of the shirt, I'd say it's in very good condition in general. All the Barcelona shirts, particularly ones that have Messi on the back, they've started to skyrocket in terms of sales and its actual the value as well. So I think I'm subconsciously getting more and more the Barcelona shirts, because what I want to try and do with most of the shirts from the Barcelona in general is I want to get Messi name sets on the back, because obviously he's not going to be playing football forever, and I think with the Barca shirts, specifically with Messi on the back in general, I think they're going to be worth a fortune in the near the future. But again, it's not to say that they'll be worth a fortune with the intention to sell them on. I think in terms of value of these shirts, I think they'll be skyrocketing. So, and the plus as well, to have quite a lot of shirts with one, if not the greatest player that ever lived, I think it would be quite a valuable asset to actually have. So yes, for this shirt, which is in a size men's small, we only paid a £5 for this. Now, again, that seems to be my favourite number when it comes to buying football shirts in general, but again, £5 for the Barcelona top, can you complain? So again, we went online, we went onto our reliable website of classic football shirts, and they have this shirt on their website, also in a size small, in excellent condition, for $29.99. Now, it might not be a massive sort of profit in that sense, if that's what you want to actually do in terms of the buying shirts, and then if you want to sell them on, that's absolutely cool. But I think the fact that this is, I would probably say again, it's in a very good condition, and I would say when I do get the Messi name set on the back, I would probably say that it's probably worth about the same in terms of its valuation. So again, I would say from my personal valuation, I would say that £30 with the Messi name set on the back when I do get around to actually doing it, I think that's probably a fair valuation of what the shirt is actually worth, because for that season, Barcelona, I don't think they actually won anything that year. I might be wrong, but I don't think they actually did. But just the fact that it will have the Messi name set on the back, I think it will increase its value in general. So yeah, I think spending £5, and then once I've done the Messi name set, I think £30 is probably a fair valuation of the shirt. So a £25 profit on that, I think, is fairly reasonable. So the next shirt we have got, it is this one. It is the Leeds away shirt from the 2018-19 season. Now, I only got this shirt for one thing and one thing only: the design of it. I think it's really nice. Again, I am very partial to the buying shirts that have very odd designs and quite the creative in that sense. So this I think is just really cool. We featured this shirt on the previous video that I did not too long ago in terms of how to fix the sponsor if it's slightly crumbled. I will leave the link in the description for you guys if you want to check that out. Yeah, I just think it's a really nifty shirt, and for the price I paid for this as well, again, I'm not going to complain. We paid also £5 for the shirt in a men's small. I would say it's in probably a fine line between good and very good condition. Again, I had to fix the sponsor slightly and the back sponsor as well. It has improved it, but it's not like totally solved it. But if you do come across a shirt that has a bad sort of the crumbled sponsor, the video that I did can help it. Sometimes it helps it just slightly. Sometimes it can help it dramatically, like as well. It just depends on the actual sponsor itself. But I think it is a really nice strip, and the only reason that I wanted to purchase this strip solely on this purpose, that when I got FIFA 19, when I saw that Leeds played in this shirt, I don't know why, but like the players that I wanted to buy in the manager mode, I just wanted them to be in this shirt. I just think it's so nifty, and I'm not seeing many shirts like this in terms of the English Premier League. So yeah, no, I think it's a really nice and I don't think it's a design that you see very often, and plus it's by one of my favourite manufacturers, Kappa, as well, so that's a plus on that. So yeah, for paying a fiver, like, again, are you going to complain? No, you're not. So in terms of a valuation standpoint, I didn't actually really find many online, which again you can kind of take as a good thing, because if you're not seeing as many online, you can maybe put it down to the fact that they're slightly rarer to actually get. I don't know enough about shirts in general to know that that's why they're not online as much. So I think for the fact that I've only paid £5 for it, we could easily get our the money back on it if we did choose to sell it on later in the future. But I think as it is now, and because I've improved the sponsor slightly, I would say maybe in the region of about £20, I would say, maybe, for the sell-on value in general. So again, we're not doing this for the profit aspect, but again, it just shows you, if you do find the bargains and search hard to try and find the bargain shirts, it just shows what the valuation return on these shirts that you can actually get if you do decide to do that in the future. So yeah, I reckon about £20 I would get this for in the near the future as it stands at this moment. So the next one we have got, it is this one. It is the PSG home shirt from 2013-14 season. Now, I've mentioned this on quite a few the videos as well. This top has been featured also in quite a few the videos as well. So this was part of my bucket list of shirts to get for this year. This was the third shirt I've achieved to actually get, and mainly why I wanted to get this strip in particular from the PSG is, again, I've mentioned that this was the last shirt that David the Beckham wore in his last ever game of professional football. So also in the future I'll probably want to get the Beckham on the back of it. So on the back of it, it did actually come with a name set, Matunde, I think that's how you pronounce his name. The name set, I'll be honest, it's not in great condition, like it's very crumbly, so that's obviously been put through the wash quite a few times. But for me and what we do in the channel, I've started to actually do a lot more restoration projects, so this name set will be a lot easier to actually take off because it's quite hard, it's quite crumbly, so it'll be quite an easy process to take off, so I can actually get the Beckham name set on the back of it. And yeah, I think it is quite a cool design as well, with the sort of cut of the white and the red. Yeah, I think it is a really smart strip. It's in a men's size small again, and I would say the condition is probably, I think once we take the name set off and put the Beckham name set onto it, I think it will probably jump from a good to the very good condition. So for this strip we only paid £10, but again I was okay with that. Again, with this being part of my the bucket list, I was okay with paying £10 for this strip, and yeah, I'm glad we managed to kind of slowly reach our target for our shirts from my the bucket list this year, and yeah, I was reasonably happy with that. So again, via Classic Football Strips, they do have on there in a size small, in good condition, and they have it on there for $49.99. Now, that is where I would probably class this, as of course it is in a small size, and as it stands now, once I take the name set off just by itself, it'll be in a good condition. And once I put the name set of the Beckham on there, I reckon £50 is probably a fair valuation, even with the name set on the back, because like I've said before, even though that's the valuation online, you know, if you were to put that on the next again day with the exact same specifications of what it is online, you know you're not going to get £50 for it. That might be what it's worth, but it's not necessarily what you're going to get back online. So I would say in terms of its valuation, that's probably about right with the Beckham name set on the actual back. Do I think it's worth less in terms of a valuation standpoint? In fact, I'm going to stick with the valuation online, just for the fact that when I do put the Beckham name set on the back again, like, you know, it was his last ever football match ever. So I think with that in mind, I think it's probably worth about that, and who knows, on a good day it might sell for 40, 45, maybe £50. So we'll settle on £50. I think, again, I know, like I've said it quite a few times, but with the Beckham name set on the back, I think it's probably going to be worth about that. And again, we only paid £10, so very happy about that purchase. So for these last two strips, they actually came as a pair when I bought these from eBay. Now, both of these shirts are probably restoration projects, but for what was wrong with them, they're relatively easy ones to actually fix, and these are the two that I bought. So it is the Chelsea home strip from 2003-04 season. More specifically, this is the shirt that Chelsea wore when they won their first Premier League title in 50 odd years under Jose Mourinho, and this one is the Chelsea home strip from 2012-13 season. This was the strip they had after they won the Champions League in Munich. It is in a long sleeve, and it has also got the name set of the Champions of Europe 2012, of course. Now we'll keep on to this one. So the main thing is the name set is not it's not an amazing condition. There are a few sort of crumples on the actual name set itself. We could maybe improve it slightly, but it won't drastically improve it. But part of me kind of wants to keep it there. I don't know why. We'll maybe decide to take it off near into the future, but for right now, as it is, I would probably keep that on there. And on the front, as you could probably see, the Adidas logo has faded off, but again, I've already managed to find one on eBay, which is only going to cost me $1.99, so again, that'll be an easy fix. So as soon as that's on, that'll keep it the value straight away. And the added bonus is the fact that it is a long sleeve as well, and long sleeve shirts tend to be a bit more in the direction of up in terms of its valuation standpoint, so not a bad wee buy. And just going back to this shirt, which was the shirt I was actually more excited for, because I remember having this shirt when I was only about 12 or 13, and it was such a nice shirt. It was such an exciting season for Chelsea in general as well, because that was Roman Abramovich's like sort of first full season with Chelsea, and the amount of players that came through the door that year as well was unbelievable. So again, the main thing that is obviously not there is the sponsor. Again, that's probably because it's been put through in the wash quite quite a few times, but again, that's relatively easy to actually get. I'll probably go to Football Authentica that we've named quite a lot through the videos, so I can just slap that on, and that's mainly it. That's really the only thing to actually do to this shirt in general, and I'll obviously want to get a name set on the back of it, because again, the amount of stars in that Chelsea team at that point were just unbelievable. So I definitely think I'm going to get a name set, and probably the sleeve the patches like as well, because again, just to mention that this was Chelsea's first league title win in almost 50 years, so I think that this is a really special shirt. And as an added bonus as well, it's got the reversible shirt on the inside as well, so technically I've managed to get 3 shirts in one sort of package. So again, absolutely delighted about that. Now, for what I paid for these shirts, again, even though I'll have some work to actually do to these shirts, we only paid a £5 for these 2 shirts. I think because we only paid £5 for these shirts, and the work that we've got to do to them, and the price that it will probably cost, including the Adidas badge to put on the 2012 shirt, the sponsor to put on the 2004 shirt, plus if I want to put a name set and patches on the actual side of it as well, I think in total you're maybe looking at around maybe £30 to £35, which I think is pretty reasonable, especially when I tell you what the total valuation of these shirts are. I think it's really well worth it. So again, on classic football shirts, we will start with the 2012-13 Chelsea home shirt. So they've got one on there, also in a long sleeve version, and it is in very good condition, and they have got it priced at £99.99. Now, their one is in a medium, mine's in a large size, but I think in terms of a valuation standpoint, they kind of go hand in hand. But I think just with the Adidas badge onto it, obviously the name set is not amazing on it, but even then, I think you're maybe still looking at about maybe 50, 60, maybe £70, I think is quite a fair valuation on that standpoint. So the fact that I've only just got to put one tiny thing on there, that's only going to cost me a few pounds to actually buy, I think it's pretty well worth it. And for the 2004 Chelsea shirt, again via Classic Football Strips, they have got an extra large version which is in excellent condition. For their one, they've got a name set on the back of it, and it is a valuation of £124.99. Now again, the only main thing that I've got to do to that shirt is to put the sponsor on it. Now the sponsor alone will probably cost me about maybe 10 to £15 to actually buy. Then if I want to put the name set on it, I was probably looking at about maybe £10, and then the sleeve patches, again, they can probably vary to £5 to £10 as well. So that's overall, including the other Chelsea shirt, I think it's only going to cost me about maybe £35 to £40. But when you put those valuations together, you're probably looking at about £200, I would say, once the work is done on these shirts. I am pretty confident that those 2 shirts together will probably be worth £200, and I think that is an absolutely brilliant buy, especially for the small things that I've got to buy from it. It's really easy to actually do as well, and I think we've done well for the month of August on our eBay bargain buys. So we're going to wrap things off with the total valuation of what we spent and what the valuation in total will be, and what the total valuation of these shirts, what I personally think they will be, and we'll take off any of the restoration prices and what I paid for them as well off of the total at the end. Just to recap, for the 2 Chelsea shirts, we only paid £5 for both of them, and personally I think they will come to a combination, once all the work is done, of £200. Next up, we've got the PSG shirt, where we only paid £10 for this shirt, and again, once we take the name set off and put the new one on, I reckon a fair valuation of this will be £50. Except for the Leeds shirt, we only paid a fiver for that one, and even though we didn't find anything online, I reckon maybe a fair valuation in terms of in the future we would get our money back for it. But I think the more as time goes on, I reckon that will probably be around £20 in terms of its valuation fee. And to wrap things off, the first shirt that I showed you at the start of this video, it was the Barcelona 2013-14 home shirt. I reckon again, once we get the Messi name set on there, on classic football shirts it was valued at £30 without a name set, but I think once the Messi name set is on there, I probably think that will be worth around the same, just in terms of its condition as it stands. So I reckon £30 is a fair valuation for the Barcelona shirt. In total, for a valuation, that comes to a total of £320. Now we're going to take off what we spent, which was £25 in total, which takes us to £295, and going to take off the restoration costs, which let's say in total would be probably no more than about £40, which then takes us to a total valuation of £250 from only spending £25. And again, I know I say it every single video, but if you do your the research, do a lot of digging, maybe go back to some of the tips and tricks that I've shown for eBay, and I'm almost certain that you will find some amazing bargains out there. And this just shows what the valuation of shirts can be, even when you pay a tiny amount. And even though you might have some the restoration works to actually do, sometimes they can be incredibly easy from just paying a small amount on top of that. Then you've got yourself some cracking shirts that are worth quite a lot of dosh. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed another eBay bargain buys video. If you did enjoy this video, please smash that like button and think about subscribing for more future football shirts content and restoration content in general. But as always guys, thank you so much again. I really appreciate all the support, all the subscribers, likes and views. It means more than you know. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. You take care. Bye for now.